National Association of Retailers is launching a new national MLS site, and it actually could change the way buyers and sellers find homes. Louie Ortiz joining us this morning with what this means for us and also how we can stay competitive when buying a house, because especially in San Diego County, the inventory is pretty low. Louie, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, good morning.
Tell us about this new site, because I know a lot of people are going to sites, a lot of people I've noticed are going to sites like Craigslist and not real national sites, and this might change and kind of shake up the way that we look for homes.
Yeah, absolutely. This could be a huge thing for both buyers and sellers, and primarily right now there's a lot of third-party sites that pull information from the various 800 MLSs around the country. And what's really unique about this is that this is the chance where buyers and sellers will actually be able to see the direct information from the listing agent. Now, we don't know how it's going to be rolled out, but it could have a very significant impact on a lot of those third-party sites that are out there.
Okay, and so also another thing, we may be able to contact the listing agents directly. So is that going to change the relationship between the client and the realtor, perhaps?
It's really interesting. Most people that are going to buy a property do use a real estate agent to assist them. But one of the interesting things with this website is that, yes, buyers and sellers may be able to contact the listing agent. Currently, the way that the third-party sites work is they oftentimes sell advertising space so that other agents' names appear next to the listing. But if you're a buyer and you're shopping for a home, that agent may not have all the information about the property that you're interested in, and in many times that agent may not have even been inside that property. So It could change that by quite a bit depending on how they roll out the various features.
Okay, so essentially the sites are going to have to become more creative, because they'll have this national site with all the information in one place. So why would you go to the other site when you have this? Is that kind of what you're seeing?
Yes, exactly. In fact, I've read a few news releases that some of these sites are starting to get really creative with ways that they display the information and some of the tools that they offer to kind of draw people in. I saw one of the national sites advertising that they were going to start having various areas where people could share information, so buyers and sellers and the agents could all share information. So it'll be really interesting to see how these third-party sites change the way that they're doing business.
Okay, let's talk about San Diego County. The inventory is still relatively low. We're seeing those interest rates start to kind of creep up a bit. They are higher than they were last year, but it is still a good time to buy. So how do we remain competitive when competing with other buyers? Because there's a lot of all-cash buyers out there as well.
There are, and as a buyer, there's several different ways that we can chat about. I think one of the first ways is just trying not to get emotional. It's really difficult. Real estate is an emotional process, but trying to stay focused on what you're really trying to do and not be emotional is one way.
Mm-hmm.
Another way is to know the inventory. Make sure that you're getting a comparative market analysis and know what's out there, and also know your competition. A lot of buyers are out there competing against you for a property. And a lot of times when you talk to that listing agent, they may share with you, if they have other offers or components of that other offer.
You know what I found was really helpful, and I don't know if this got us our house or not, but when we were in the process of buying a house, we wrote a cover letter and kind of said hello, introduced ourselves, and that gives sort of a personal approach to it. Do you encourage your buyers to do that as well? Absolutely,
especially if you have a story to tell. I've seen buyers write offers with a cover letter, and they even include photographs of their family, showing how, oh, this is our dog, these are our kids, we're going to love your home. And you'd be really surprising how sometimes that can make a big difference in the eyes of the seller and who they pick to sell their home to.
Sure. Okay, well, thank you so much, Louie from the Louie Ortiz Group. Thanks for joining us today. Where can we find more information on you?
My website, louieortiz.com. There are lots of great information there.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks.